How much money do you make?
I'm the battalion chief. So my job's pretty high. I think we clear about $150,000 a year.
Like, it's worth it, right?
I love it. It's the best job in the world. You got to recognize there's negatives, right? We have a lot of high cancer rates, right? We eat smoke. All those guys in LA right now, they're sucking all that smoke down, right? From metals and materials and it's burning, right? All that gets in your pores, right? It can affect you with cancer rates. We're away from our family sometimes. You know, those guys are down there for 2 weeks at a time with their family. We work 40-hour shifts. So I came in this morning. I won't get off until Tuesday morning. So I'll be away from my wife and son for those 2 days. Where normally at 9 to 5 you wouldn't do that. But the schedule's great at the same time too, right? So we work 40-hour shifts and we're off for 4. So snowboarding or surfing or do whatever you want. The schedule's amazing, right? So it's all a give and take. Cancer, schedule, lack of sleep, right? Really good pay and pension benefits, but get injured, right? Could die, right? Like, it's all a weight, but I would do the same thing over tomorrow. It's awesome. I mean, it's a lot of responsibility, and we're taking on liability, but the entry-level positions for firefighter paramedics are around $100,000 a year. About $100,000 starting, and I've been on 27 years. So that's kind of my pay rate. And then we have a really, what we feel is a fair and equitable pension, right? So when you retire, we put a bunch of money away every month, right? So like 20% of my salary. So of that 150 though, taxes, right? And then 20% that immediately goes to my pension retirement system, right? For my medical, my pension. But then when I retire, I'll have a significant portion of my salary coming back to me in the form of a defined benefit pension, right? So where other people would have Social Security or 401k, we put our money into a pension plan with the other firefighters, and we pool it, buy stocks and buy property, and that's how we pay for our retirement. So, I'm biased, but pension plans, that was the norm in the 50s and 60s, right? When you work for Ford or Goodyear or, name your big company, right? Kellogg's, you got a pension plan through that company, and that helped people survive in retirement, right? Pension plans have really gone away from most employers other than government employees at this point, right? Because Google doesn't offer a pension. They say, buy stock and we'll give you stock, and that's supposed to be how you live retirement. So there's always different ways of how you're going to plan for retirement, and for us, we have a pension. Need help?
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Just wondering what it takes to be a San Jose fire.
Best way to start is go to a station, do a ride along. You can do a station visit, set up an appointment with them, and they'll bring them in. They'll kind of sit you down and kind of share the route to the job path. But generally, to get hired, it's usually EMT or paramedic licenses. So high demand for paramedics right now because so much of our calls are EMS based. Local community colleges all have fire programs that you can get an associate's degree in fire science. So here in San Jose, there's Mission College, but down south there's tons, right? Cogswell and all kinds of colleges down there. So you can go through a fire program there that will teach you all the stuff about the fire department and to be an entry-level firefighter. And then generally those accompany with either EMT, which is a 6-month class, or then paramedic, which is a year-long class. And that's really the kind of process to get you started to taking tests. But every city puts on their own tests. You can go to their websites and you can look. What city do you live in now?
In Huntington Beach.
Yeah, Huntington Beach. I was just there last couple weeks ago for Thanksgiving. It's great. So you could go to Huntington Beach's webpage if you want and look and see if they have entry-level or recruit firefighter, and you can see what the requirements are. Some, maybe even some crazy place has a 4-year degree. Probably not. But some might require the AA degree, the associate's degree. Some might just say, hey, do you have a high school diploma, a driver's license? Come take the test. Some might say you need a paramedic license. So everybody's a little bit different. But if you start working down that path of getting those kind of requirements under your belt, you'll be in great shape. And you just kind of keep plugging away. And the job market's really good right now, right? I mean, especially if you're a paramedic, you can pretty much go work wherever you like. A little bit more difficult with EMT. Certain skills like language skills are always really important for us if you speak a second language, right? And obviously diversity of candidates helps a lot too. So all of those things play into what makes someone a really good candidate. But it's all pretty self-explanatory if you kind of delve into it. But yeah, even just going to Huntington Beach and emailing them or calling them, saying, hey, I'd like to do a station visit, they'll do this whole conversation with you just more in depth for a long period of time.
And then Huntington Beach and San Jose is different pay-wise, right? How much?
Every city's a little bit different in what they pay. They're going to pay more for the market, right? Bigger institutions generally pay less than the smaller ones, right? So so I would say the example, Beverly Hills gets paid really well, right? LA County, LA City, probably less than say Orange County or Anaheim or Santa Ana. Like, so some departments are small. Some departments are just city of their own, the city they work in, and some are LA County, right? 127 stations, right? So it all depends. The difference is, with a larger organization, there might be more opportunity to promote, right? So more opportunity to become a driver, a captain, a battalion chief, right? So I run right now in San Jose. There's 1 million people. There's 36 fire stations, probably 40 fire engines and trucks, and there's 6 of us, and we're it for the city. So whatever happens, we're running those operations for the city.
So your job seems like competitive. I'm sure you need a lot of experience. How much does what do you do again?
So I'm the battalion chief. So I do operations, right? I have gear and run. So when we go to a fire, I run all the incidents. I run the big incidents, right? So I track resources, make sure that we're accomplishing the tasks that we've set out to meet, right? Making sure that members are being safe, right? And we're taking proper risk assessment, right? We're not running into a abandoned warehouse that's on fire for no life savings, right? Why would I put my people into a building that could collapse on them, or they could get lost and trapped and run out of air? Why would I put them in that situation for property, right? So it's that risk analysis of what we're doing. So that really ultimately is my job, but everybody in the organization is doing that at their level too. So the 6 of us in these Suburbans drive around, we're kind of on duty. There's a fire chief and he can show up, but we kind of run this. So I promoted up through the ranks within the organization. I started just like you did, asking the guy, how do I get the job, right? And becoming a paramedic, working in Oakland on an ambulance, getting hired here, and working my way up the ranks. So, but it's all about how high you want to get, right? Some people stay at the firefighter rank and just want to put out fire every day. Some people stay as drivers their whole career. So everybody kind of finds their path. But one of the benefits in a larger organization, LA County, LA City, Orange County, us, is there's more opportunity to promote, right? There may be more people trying to promote as well, but there's probably more jobs where maybe Huntington Beach, this position comes up once every 3 or 4 years, and there's 20 guys trying to get one job, right? So sometimes that can be more difficult in smaller places. But smaller places, you know everybody, right? You know everybody in the department. You're friends with them. Like we have 700 members. Like I don't even know half of them because they've all been hired in the last 5 years, right? So there's always that kind of give and take with where you go, and there's always the wildland side too, right? So Cal Fire that's also a great stepping stone is wildland firefighting, right? So every summer they do seasonal work where you go out and work wildfires, and they have the air operations as you see, right? And they are up and down the state, so you could move up and down the state if you want. If you want to live in Lake Tahoe and just be a wildland firefighter, you can do those things too. So there's a lot of opportunities everywhere within the state. Nice to meet you. Yeah. Let me see. You know what? Let me see if I have a card. I'm more than happy to answer questions if you want to give me a call, or I hope if I maybe to review anything I said here, but just do like, and the fact that you can walk up to a place and talk to a guy like me, right, and just that, I think you would find that most firefighters are just like me. They'd be more than willing to spend 5 minutes to tell you how great their job is, how much they love it, and assist you getting on that path. So if you find some people down in Southern California you want to meet up with, or you're back up here, right, we can send you to the ride along. There's a bunch of different ways to do it, and then there's lots of affinity groups, right? So we have our Los Bomberos, which is our Hispanic firefighters. They get together, they do a tour drive, right? So there's a lot of affinity groups. We have a park foundation that everybody works with. I work with our museum, so I do all the museum stuff. I did a yearbook for us a couple years ago, like made a yearbook for everybody. So there's lots of opportunities too with other organizations to really give back to the community, which is really nice. And some of those, and there's always, there's usually like a Black Firefighters Association or a Female Firefighters Association. So even those associations will help you get hired, right? Like, perfect example. I know LA City has a Black Firefighters Association. They actually have a firehouse that's it's the African American Firefighters Museum, right? It's just theirs. It's down by the Coca-Cola plant down in LA. And sometimes they'll put on classes of how to get hired, right? And they don't just say, oh, the black guys get to show up. They say, anybody. We're here for everybody, right? So they do things in the community to help bring people into the organization and show them the best path to go. So there's lots of those opportunities. But yeah, hit me up if you have any questions. And I'd say be proactive. Go knock on your Huntington Beach firehouse door. Yeah. Bring them some treats too.
That's what I will do next time, for
I'm
sure.
not saying you didn't do it today, but bring them ice cream, right?
Yeah.
Call, make an appointment. Hey, I'd like to talk. Can I come by and talk to one of your guys? And they'll probably give you the newest guy who just got hired, right? And he'll sit down with you, and he'll be green, and he'll be excited, and he'll kind of say, here's what I did, right? And give you some of those tips.
Thank you again, Sean.
Yeah,
I appreciate you.
My pleasure.
Have a good one.